Now, superfood to me is all about making great tasting food that just so happens to be good for you. Quick cooking is one thing, but
I want to take it up a notch and bring you a new playbook of recipes that do just that.
I'll show you how to create easy to follow dishes that are perfect for your busy life.
Eating healthy doesn't have to be boring, and there's a world of flavour ready to be discovered.
Sometimes you just have to jump in.
These recipes are designed to work for you, and they're ready in under half an hour, with some great shortcuts that'll make cooking for the week a breeze. So if you're strapped for time,
And if the idea of eating better sounds good, I've got a serious selection of game-changing recipes.
making your food super every day. Coming up, I've got 5 game-changing recipes to keep you eating great healthy meals all week long. A Chinese chopped chicken salad with a funky chili sauce that's got a serious kick of flavour. Need a quick fix? This super green pesto pasta is done in less than 15 minutes.
This is where the action is.
For a bit of weeknight spice, check out this marmalade pork with a deep, sweet, tangy citrus flavour. Get those summer vibes flowing with some blistered veg and perfectly cooked steak. And today's 5-minute meal challenge is a sweet treat with a healthy twist.
To kick things off, my chopped chicken salad with a bacon exo sauce. This is a perfect example of taking something really simple like a chicken salad and taking it up a level using something very simple like this guy.
Combine the rice wine vinegar, soy sauce and sesame oil in a glass bowl. Shred the Chinese cabbage by placing it on its side and slicing it finely. Pop it into a large bowl and do the same with the red cabbage. Ribbon the carrots with a vegetable peeler, add them to a large bowl with the dressing and give it all a good toss. Season the chicken on one side with sea salt and black pepper and get a pan on a high heat. Add some oil to the pan and get the chicken in there quick. While it starts to brown, season the other side. Once it's golden, flip it over and get started on the sauce. The secret ingredient for this sauce is a good dollop of bacon jam, followed by rice wine vinegar, fish sauce, soy sauce, and diced chili with the seeds left in. Let it cook out while you chop up the perfectly cooked chicken. Add it to the salad and then toss it all in that unctuous bacon jam sauce. It's bright, it's fragrant, but most important of all, it's seriously, seriously tasty. How good does that look? And you'd never guess the secret ingredient.
Now, pesto and pasta is an absolute winning combination, but when it comes to my weeknight meals, I want to supercharge them with these green guys, some courgettes and a bag of frozen peas. I always feel a bit better about a plate of pasta when I know there's veggies involved, and courgette and peas just work really well alongside the pasta. So I'm just going to go for a rough chop here, so you get a little bite of courgette in every mouthful of pasta, and then you have those gorgeous little pops of sweet pea alongside. So straight into a hot frying pan with a little bit of oil. Just make sure that pan is nice and hot before you start adding the courgette. You don't want to sweat these veggies. You want to give them a good cook. And then give it a good toss. Okay, this is going to tick away, giving us time to make up this pesto. Now, pesto is one of the classic recipes that every cook should learn how to make just because it's so flavorful to do at home. And it only takes a few ingredients. So,
Basil is the base flavour here, so you're going to need a good bunch of the fresh stuff. Get in there with a handful of pine nuts and a crushed whole clove of garlic. Grate some parmesan, a good bit. This is where the salty richness of the pesto comes from.
last glove of some extra virgin olive oil and a good seasoning of some black pepper to finish this off. And as you can see, I'm using one of these little food processor attachments that comes with a stick blender, but you could easily do this in a big food processor, or if you have one, a pestle and mortar is probably the most classic way you can make beautiful pesto, and it also gives it a really interesting texture as well. Now, I would say this is probably the most useful thing to invest in, one of these little food processors, because not only do you get that, but you also get the stick stick blender, which is great for soups and a whole host of things. And it's quite handy for making little kind of marinades and sauces just like this. So blitz that up just until you have a nice smooth pesto. And just like that, one of the easiest, quickest sauces you will ever get. Come and have a look at that. This is where the action is. And the minute you take off the lid, it's just this waft of basil and garlic and parmesan and saltiness. I'm actually gonna give it a taste, and it really is important when you're making any sauce like this, just to taste it and make sure you get the balance of flavors right. That is so nice. This needs no more. It's exactly where it needs to be. So we've got the courgette cooking over here. We've got the pesto here. Now it's time for our pasta in the pot. And this is one of my favorite cheat, quick cooking ingredients. Pasta that's fresh is just gonna cook in about 2 to 3 minutes, but you want to heavily salt that water so you get really great flavor. And just pop it straight in. Break it up with the tongs, just make sure you get it nice and evenly cooked, but literally this just takes moments. As soon as they start coming out of their little tagliatelle balls, we're looking good. So I can leave them to cook just for another minute or so, and in that time, we're gonna get some frozen peas in alongside the courgette. Give it a good stir through. Peas from the freezer cook in moments. Literally, you just need to take the bite out of them, make sure that they're warmed through, and then you're ready to bring this all together. Okay, we're in business. We've got peas beautifully cooked through, nice and glossy, all that courgette action in there. Pasta is at this point now cooked, heat goes off, and then we're just gonna take that beautiful, luscious tagliatelle straight over into the hot pan, taking with it a little bit of that starchy water, which will help give you this gorgeous, glossy finish. Take your time with this. You've done all the hard work at this point. It's time to bring it together. I don't know if I'm telling you that or telling me, but I'm enjoying this little moment. Okay, pasta in. It's time for that gorgeous pesto. Just pour it straight on in. Don't waste a single bit. Get it all in there. And now, the moment of truth. Turn off the heat and just start tossing that through.
Add in some of that cloudy pasta water to your tagliatelle and give it a good mix. It is an absolute game changer.
This is where it's at. This is when I get really excited about really simple flavors and really simple meals that can just be brought to the table. I'm gonna finish it off with a little grating of Parmesan just over the top. And the great thing about this pan action is that you can serve this straight to the table, no hassle, everyone can dig in. A few little basil leaves just over the top, just to garnish. That is a dish that is good to go. I'm gonna taste it right now, see where we're at. I mean, there is just something so special about really simple ingredients shining for a midweek dinner. That just tastes fantastic. And because we've got the courgettes, because we've got the peas, it feels to me much more like superfood in minutes. Delicious. Give it a go this week.
And just like that, your new midweek pasta fix sorted.
Part of the Superfood in Minutes mindset is using everyday ingredients and getting the most out of them. Take this hummus, for example. We are gonna take it up a notch.
Slice up a lemon and give it a good squeeze into your hummus. Then add a teaspoon of paprika, crush a clove of garlic, and then using the back of a knife, mash it with some sea salt. Give it all a good mix through and you're done.
Just a few simple ingredients. Take that hummus to the next level. So good.
If you're looking for a different kind of zing, roll a lime and grate the skin, then add a spoonful of curry paste to a bowl. Add the lime zest. Finely chop a handful of coriander, the juice of half a lime, and you've got a banging curry paste with a whole new lease of life.
Now we've got some flavor going on.
For a yummy yogurt dressing, look no further. Grab some tahini and add your plain yogurt. A good squeeze of lemon and some finely chopped flat leaf parsley. A final hit of some grated garlic and then mix it all through for a game-changing flatbread loving dip.
I mean, this is what it's all about. Having a bit of fun in the kitchen, experimenting with combinations you like, and ultimately getting really great things to eat. Yum. Now, this next recipe proves that marmalade is not just for spreading on toast. My marmalade pork is a perfect midweek fix.
Get a pan on a high heat and add some oil. When it's up to temp, add the chopped garlic and chopped red onions and let it fry for a few minutes. Season the pork with some sea salt and black pepper and get it in the pan. Add a little more oil if needed and brown off the pork. Next, it's time for the marmalade and a dash of water. Let it reduce for a few minutes and then add the shredded cabbage and mix it through thoroughly. When the veg is soft, you are ready to rock. A spanking midweek meal that's ready in no time at all. It's tangy, sweet, and with a real hit of citrus flavour. Coming up, 2 stonking plates of full flavoured food.
This is what we're after.
Charred summer veg with the perfect steak, and I attempt a 5-minute meal challenge with a supercharged sweet treat.
I've got chocolate all over my mouth, but they're good.
This is my superfood in minutes, perfect for food lovers and those of you who want to make delicious meals without the fuss.
This is a great shake-up on a classic steak dinner. It is zingy, it's fresh, it's light, and it all comes down to a really great Thai dressing. Now, any good steak dinner starts off with a really gorgeous piece of meat, and I've got a strip loin steak here, which has a really nice, rich red color, a good marbling of fat, and we're gonna season it up very simply with some fish sauce, which is gonna give us really great saltiness. This is an essential ingredient in my books. About a tablespoon of fish sauce going in here. It's incredibly salty, and to that saltiness, we want a bit of spice, so I'm adding a bit of black pepper. So just get your hands in there and give it a good toss so that you get a nice coating of that gorgeous fish sauce. Right, this is looking good. I'm gonna leave it aside just to soak up all that salty flavor. Give the hands a quick wash. Now, the great thing about this salad is that all the action happens right here on the grill. So I've got some gorgeous veggies. I've got some asparagus, some spring onions, and a little bit of baby jam. And all these beautiful veggies will grill up gorgeously. If you were doing this on the barbecue, even better, because you're gonna get great smoky flavor. But a griddle pan like this will do just as good. With the baby jam, try and keep that root intact, otherwise it can fall apart. I'm just gonna quarter these so you have these vibrant green little pieces. Pop them into a bowl alongside our courgette, which I'm just gonna take the top off. Okay, top and tail your courgette. Grab up a veggie peeler, and you're just gonna take nice ribbons of this courgette. Now, for our spring onions, just top and tail them. Get them straight into the bowl. With the asparagus, just slice off the ends. Get them into the bowl, and then it's just a good toss of some oil and a hefty seasoning of sea salt and black pepper. Get your hands in there and give it all a good mix up. This is looking good. I'm gonna set that aside. I have my pan coming up nice to temperature. You want it to be almost smoking before you add your steak. Give it a good press down and then leave it. Do not touch this for a good minute or so, just until that fat starts to work its way out and you get really deep char marks. We've got our veggies ready to go on the grill as well, but before we bring all this together, we need that dressing. This is a gorgeous go-to Thai dressing that works with so many great things, but particularly works well when you have smoky elements in there like this griddled steak. So to this, I'm gonna add about a tablespoon or so of the fish sauce, a little bit of sweetness from some sugar, about a teaspoon or so, but with any dressing, you just want to make sure that you taste it as you go, so you get that perfect balance of saltiness and sweetness and acidity. To this, for our acidic element, we've got some lime juice, so give it a roll on the board. And I promise you, this is worthwhile doing because you'll get so much more juice out of the fruit. So once it's nice and soft under your palm, just slice it in half and get that straight in. Give it a good toss, and you're looking for that sugar just to completely dissolve. If there's any granules in there, you want to keep going and keep whisking until they're gone. Okay, my steak is looking pretty good, so I'm just going to give it a quick turn. Yes, this is what we're after. really gorgeous, deep, smoky flavor. Back to our dressing. We've got that sugar nicely dissolved in here. I'm gonna add a touch of sesame oil, just about a teaspoon going in here. Give it a good mix up. And lastly, a little touch of oil. Give it a quick taste. Ooh! That is what you're after. A salty bite, an acidic bite, and then this lovely rounded sweetness that brings it all together. This is gorgeous, and even if you wanted to add a little extra something, nice bit of sliced chili in there would be gorgeous too. Okay, our steak is looking good. I'm just gonna make sure we bring it onto its side like this, because there is this gorgeous kind of fat cap here, and rather than just cutting it off once this is served, I really want to get all that flavor out of it. So just press it down on the pan. Look at that. Gorgeous, sizzling golden. That's where you want to be. So take that out onto a plate. We're going to leave it to rest, just covered for a minute or two.
While the pan is still hot, it's time to get those veggies on. Give them a couple of minutes before you flip them. Oh, look at that. Okay, time to place the golden greens back into the bowl.
I'm a really big fan of dressing meat and veggies after they've come off a hot pan, because they're ripe for soaking up all the flavor that's in the dressing. Give them a little toss. Set that aside. Take up a sharp knife. And we're just gonna get really nice, thin little slivers. And you just want to toss them in any of the juices as you've cut through. Really makes a difference to getting all the flavor in there. Now, a little bit of crushed peanuts. Pop them into a pestle and mortar and just give them a good bash. Right, plate up. Baby jam. There's asparagus and spring onions and all that charred courgette. It's a lovely way of making the most out of a little bit less meat and more veggies. Peanuts on top, and coriander, fresh bite. Don't forget about your dressing. And this is just so tasty. That is your new improved steak dinner, full of veggies, full of flavor. Yum.
Four fab recipes to shake up your meal times. Chinese chopped chicken with a secret ingredient. A super green pasta dish that's on the table in minutes. Marmalade and pork make this quick midweek fix a must. And the steak with blistered summer veg is one you have to try for yourself.
Now, I feel like we've delivered on the savory front, but I could not leave you without a sweet treat. And for the 5-minute meal challenge today, I'm going to show you how to make espresso brownie balls. I've got 5 minutes on the clock. Let's get cooking. Right, the first job we need to do is toast off some nuts. So I have a nice combination of some almonds and some pecans. Now, you could use whatever combination of nuts you like. Anything that has a little bit of sweetness, a little bit of crunch is exactly what we're after. The heat is on and our nuts go straight in. The great thing about nuts is that they toast up really quickly. So once you have them in, they literally are going to take a minute or so. And as this is a 5-minute meal challenge, that's all I have. So straight in there with some chopped nuts. And let's talk about the other ingredients that bring this all together. I have some medjool dates, which are sweet. They're toffee, like they're caramel. And they also have this sort of brown sugar kind of vibe going on. They smell absolutely gorgeous, and they're a great store-covered ingredient as well. So these are going to form our lovely espresso brownie balls. They're going to bring it all together. They're going to be the glue that holds this all together. So leave them aside. We're going to toast off our nuts, and while they're toasting off, I have a combination of ingredients that I want to roll these brownie balls in. Those two ingredients are some espresso powder and some cocoa powder. Now, the cocoa powder mixed with the espresso powder, it actually helps the cocoa powder taste even more chocolatey, so it just kind of brings it to life. And especially if you're looking for a bit of energy, not that I need it in 3 minutes and 47 seconds, is that little hit of espresso is going to bring you to life. So a little bit of cocoa powder straight along the center here. About 2 teaspoons will do the job, to about 1 teaspoon of espresso powder. So just get that straight in there and give it a good mix. Now, if you're making these and kids want to eat them, I would suggest leaving out the espresso powder unless you want an interesting afternoon on your hands. But that little touch of espresso powder really does emphasize the flavor of the cocoa powder, so it's well worth getting in there. Let's check on our nuts. They're toasting up beautifully, and the minute you start getting them into the pan with 3 minutes to go, is you're gonna get all those lovely essential oils that are in that nut that is gonna give you great flavor, and that's why you toast it, that's why you heat it up. So a little bit of espresso powder and cocoa powder going into our food processor as well, so about a teaspoon or a tablespoon of both. A little bit less on the espresso powder. And this is going to add really great flavor, and it's going to give you that sort of brownie ball bite, which is always good. To bring all this together, I have some almond milk. So a little bit of almond milk goes in as well. And I'm smelling those nuts just toasting up beautifully. The great thing about adding them to the pan is that they just come to life. If they've been sitting in a packet for a long time, this is the moment to kind of bring them to life. And right now they smell fantastic. So we're gonna get these straight in, and hopefully not all over the counter, but here we go. You gotta go for the 5-minute meal challenge. In amongst this, we're gonna add our medjool dates, but I just wanna give them a nice fine chop with 2 minutes to go. Give them a blast, and they instantly start to chop up. So straight in there with our medjool dates. This is proof that you can make an absolutely very simple and gorgeous dessert in just a very small amount of time. The point of these 5-minute meal challenges is not that you run up around the kitchen like a headless chicken like I'm doing, but only to prove to you just how easy it is to create something really delicious in the kitchen. So we've got 1 minute and 53 seconds on the clock. This is coming together quite nicely. You'll notice as you blitz and you blitz and you blitz, it starts to ball together and really create something that's more kind of paste-like. So don't be afraid to kind of like pulse this and try and look for that really great consistency. So this is looking pretty good at this point. You should have a point where it starts holding its shape, and the dates in there are what will give you that lovely texture. Okay, so this is looking good. We've got everything ready to go. I'm gonna get my little serving plate up, get rid of our bits here. And you see the way it's changing now? You'll start to see it balling together, and that's how you know you're in the right place to start making little balls yourself. So this is looking pretty good. Hopefully my nuts aren't too hot at this point. 1 minute left, and look at this gorgeous chocolatey mix we've got going on in here. Lose the blade. We're gonna take up a nice little handful of that and just roll your balls. So get a nice little round on this, and then straight into that espresso and cocoa powder mix, which is a lovely way to finish this, but you could equally do crushed pistachios are lovely for a nice green color on the outside, or desiccated coconut, give you that lovely exotic flavor. With 43 seconds to go, I think we're in a good place. Now you could do this as a lovely little dessert for after dinner with a nice coffee, or you could do them bigger style like I'm doing as a nice little lunchbox filler, full of healthy ingredients and lots of things that will treat you well. So pop them on. 25 seconds. I'm going to do one more ball, and these would be a gorgeous little treat to finish off your day. So last little roll in here, and I think it would be remiss of me not to just bite in here and give them a go. And I'm going to call it. It's 10 seconds left. Well, let's give these a taste. I've got chocolate all over my mouth, but they're good. Superfood in minutes, a perfect example. Enjoy.
Coming up next week, a bag full of dishes bursting at the seams with great flavour and good ideas. A speedy one-pan chicken parmesan, a bacon and egg salad with style, the perfect noodle dish, and a rich tomato fish meal that'll warm your bones. And of course, I'll be attempting my 5-minute meal challenge.